Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, Roku is the #1 TV OS in the United States, Canada, and Mexico now. Pluto TV is adding a bunch of new content, and a little bit more about Frndly TV being bought by Roku. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick second. First, a quick disclaimer. I'm recording this just before earnings calls are going live for Roku and Amazon. Jess is covering both. I have a meeting tonight I have to be at for my kids. If it so happens that there's a big breaking news that happens after I record this, check out cordcuttersnews.com. We'll have full coverage there, and I'll come in with a breaking news video if I have to here later. But as always, you can check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment. Oh, a quick note, I always record these the night before and post them first thing in the morning. Just full disclosure, full transparency in how this works. But you can find a link to each story I'm about to talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment, so you can check it out down there. All right, let's dive into it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Roku reported its earnings last night for its first quarter 2025. A lot of good things happening here. 16% jump in total net revenue, 17% jump in platform revenue, which is things like subscriptions, ads, and the like. But get a look at this. So device revenue for Roku was $140 million. Not bad. They say it went up noticeably, 11%, thanks to stronger than expected sales of their smart TVs. But revenue from things like subscriptions, ads, etc. totaled $881 million, making up the vast now majority of Roku's revenue. It wasn't that long ago, it felt like it was like a 50-50 split between hardware and ad services, which is probably why Roku's buying Frndly, right? The vast majority of the revenue now does not come from selling you cheap streaming players or cheap TVs. Let's be honest, the margins on those are so small. It really comes from selling you the ability to watch your television through subscriptions, through ads. You're watching different free ad support services. It's very likely that the ads from that are coming from Roku. They're one of the largest providers of ads on smart televisions across the country and in many parts of the world. Wouldn't be surprised to find out Roku actually consolidates and picks up a few other small streaming services. We'll wait and see. But it makes sense now when you look at that number why Roku bought Frndly TV. It's a subscription service. It also shows ads. It fits perfectly into what the Roku model really is. Roku is really about giving you a streaming player so they can deliver you ads. Let's be honest, everybody is. Amazon, Roku, Google, and more are all giving you cheap, affordable streaming players and TVs in exchange for the fact that they get to deliver you subscriptions and ads. We'll keep an eye on that. Again, the Frndly TV deal is expected to close sometime in May or June of this year. No exact close date has been announced. All right, next up, Pluto TV will add 7 new free channels this month. And new anime high dive with that. Pluto TV anime comedy. A lot of anime content, including some dedicated shows for anime only. Anime movies, kids animes. Tons and tons of content there. Now, one new channel they listed, I thought was there, maybe it left and came back. The tennis channel too is coming to Pluto TV. SWAT is coming there too. Tons of other content coming to Pluto TV. Full list in the show notes if you want to find it, including hundreds of movies coming out will be on Pluto TV new, but a few quick highlights we included. The Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, Ghost Protocol, and Rogue Nation are all being added to Pluto TV for free. Hellboy, Gladiator, A Few Good Men are included with this. The Big Hit, American Outlaws, and let's see here, a few others that jump out at me. There's so many here I'm reading with it, but I'll let you read the list yourself. Link in the show notes down below. Hey, a few quick TV history things. Now, the first one, I'm actually just surprised it's been this long, but 26 years ago, hang in here for the second one. 26 years ago this week, SpongeBob SquarePants first aired on Nickelodeon. Let's be honest, becoming one of the biggest shows ever to air on Nickelodeon. To this day, widely loved on it for a bunch of people. it's a little late for me in my life. I didn't really watch it. I've seen plenty of clips and images and stuff. Any SpongeBob SquarePants fans here? All right, this next one may be more what you're looking for. Can you believe it? 85 years ago this week, Batman made its first appearance. Batman appeared in the Detective Comics number 27. It was the first appearance ever of Batman in it for the Caped Crusader. The Case of the Chemical Syndicate was the story that was in there. It was a relatively short story, but launched the Batman franchise that we know today. Really exploded in the 1940s, and then gained his sidekick and just grew and grew and grew. But 85 years ago this week, Batman first came to your home in the form of a comic, and later television shows, movies, and more. All right, next story up. We got a great deal here. We talk about cord cutting 2.0 and how a lot of people are dishing cable internet and others for fiber and 5G. Well, Verizon really wants you to switch there. They're offering a limited time deal right now. If you switch to their 5G Home Plus plan, which is $55 a month, it offers a little higher speed and some better performance and different features. They will give you a $250 Amazon gift card for free with that if you sign up as a new customer. It's basically like getting a few months free of the home internet. Not a bad deal. They're often rotating these, and these are the current deals as of the time of this posting with it. Now, the average size speed's up to 250. I've seen people with higher than that, but if you're just streaming a couple streams of Netflix, even in 4K, surfing the web, maybe you have a security camera, smart home speaker, let's be honest, that's all you really need for it. That's why a lot of people have been switching over. Hey, a few things real quick. I know I did a story like this, not necessarily cord cutting related, but I wanted to mention it. I was very interested to see the growth of subscriber content. Now, we just talked about Roku making most of their money from subscriptions and ads. Well, now 7-Eleven really wants you to subscribe to their new Gold Pass system. If you subscribe to 7-Eleven for $9.90 a month, or if you do a yearly plan, it's a little cheaper, you can get some free coffee every month, 5 cents off a gallon, and other things like free delivery. I know I talked a little bit about this in a video over on my other channel, but I wanted to mention it here because it's interesting to see how everybody wants you to become a subscriber. 7-Eleven wants you to do it too. And I think for most of us, we're going to look at this and kind of laugh and say that's not a good fit for us. I can see some people who it would be. I'll mention that in a minute. But the truth is, subscriptions are crazy profitable for companies because often people forget about them. The car wash is a great model, the gym membership. If every customer heavily used a gym that's only charging you $10 a month, they wouldn't be successful. But they know the vast majority of their customers won't actually be coming to the gym, or at least not all at the same time. Car washes are often the same thing. If everybody signed up for the car wash and then washed their car every single day in that unlimited plan, they would probably lose money. But they know some people will come every day, but most people would come maybe once or twice a week, maybe once or twice a month, and some people will just completely forget about it and stop doing it, but still being auto-drafted every month. Look for subscriptions to become more and more common, not just in streaming, but in your everyday life. If I had told you a few years ago that 7-Eleven would think you would be willing to subscribe to a subscription service for them, you'd probably think you're crazy. Well, yes, 5 cents off a gallon is not great. Most people are saying free delivery from 7-Eleven? For many people, that's a big thing, not a big thing. If you live in a big city like New York, though, I was just there last week, those kind of deliveries are very common. You know, most people there don't own cars, so if they do, it's very difficult to carry your groceries in from a car. They get delivery. And being able to get quick delivery from your corner store for everyday necessities from 7-Eleven and others is highly attractive to many people there. I'll be interested to see how many people really subscribe to this. I think that this is probably one of those things that I hope isn't that successful. I think a lot of people will look at this and kind of laugh, understandably. But I think most people are not being targeted by this. I think you have to be a real hardcore subscriber or user of 7-Eleven to get advantage of it. But they're hoping one other thing with it. You know, if you subscribe there, you get 7 cups of free coffee every month, and you get discounts on delivery and other exclusives and things like gas discounts. You may drive past a competitor store and go to their store because you got a tied-in subscriber plan with it. Leave me a comment. Would you subscribe to 7-Eleven? I'd love to hear from you. Again, though, I don't expect me to cover a ton of non-cord cutting stuff. Just sometimes things I find crazy interesting, like this 7-Eleven subscription plan, you may find me covering from time to time. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Would you subscribe? What do you think of 7-Eleven trying to get people to pay money just in general? I'd love to hear from you. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.